The title of this story is, Am I the Astronaut for Threatening My Boss? Important info before I get into the story. I have a 14-year-old daughter who is diagnosed on the spectrum. She uses and keeps with her an adult pacifier. It helps her break the habit of sucking her thumb, and it has helped boost her confidence. Now onward to the story. I, 34 male, work in a tire shop. I am a suspension and alignment mechanic and get great enjoyment out of what I do. However, my boss drives me insane. He is 63 and lives in a time that no longer exists. For example, his opinion matters most and should be the loudest, has to know everybody's business, and thinks that yelling in the face of your neurodivergent, confrontation-avoiding employee is okay. One day at work, my boss comes back from running errands in town and starts talking to the customer we have in the shop. You know, I just saw the damnedest thing at the grocery store. Young girl couldn't have been more than 14 or 15 sucking on a pacifier. It was at this point I began to pay close attention to what he was saying. He continued, I couldn't believe it. A child that was holding a pacifier in their mouth. I'd be embarrassed to be seen with my child like that. Now, I know the parents probably make some excuses about how it keeps her calm. I'll tell you how to keep her calm. Slap that bitch. Yeah, that works, jackass. It was slap that bitch. Instantly, I had to fight back my temper. I myself am on the spectrum, plus have PTSD, and typically do not like confrontation, but this is my beautiful little girl that didn't do anything to my boss but be herself. I pulled out my phone and opened my home screen, which is a picture of my son and daughter. I held it up and asked my boss, is this the girl you saw? You could see the color drain from his face. He immediately began to backpedal. It wasn't your kids. I didn't see your ex with them. I wasn't the only one saying anything. I held my hand up for him to stop. I told him, I don't care whose child you did or didn't think it was. You have no right to be judging anyone, let alone staring at anyone's child. You damn sure shouldn't be calling a 14-year-old girl a bitch. My coworker D, whom I've known for 20 years, could see I was losing my temper. He came over, put a hand on my shoulder, and told me to go cool off before you do something stupid. He then told my boss it might be a good idea to leave me alone for a bit. After the customer left, my boss came up to me. He began with, I'm sorry, I embarrassed you. I cut him off in a slightly harsh tone, and I told him, the only person you embarrassed was yourself. You just pissed me off. I don't give a damn what your opinion is regarding my daughter. You had better never say a word about my family that includes my children's mother. You pay me to do a job, I do that job. My personal life is none of your business. If I ever hear or catch you saying anything about my family again, or if you retaliate against me over this issue, I promise you, lawyers, lawsuits, and the loss of your business will be the least of your worries. You can take that however you want. I walked away after that. That was in January. I still currently work there because the job market here is small. I will be getting out as soon as I can, but for now, I'm stuck because I have to pay my bills. So, Dusty and my fellow Thunderheads, am I the asshole? P.S. Thank you for everything you do. You're the first person I have told about this. Until now, I have kept it to myself. Wow. Definitely NTA. And although my animation isn't going to work to show it here, I'm going to do it anyway. NTA, 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 spamming them. Definitely not the asshole. Yes, you work for an asshole boss who needs to keep his dumbass opinions to himself. And for being neurodivergent and non-confrontational, you handled this just beautifully. I mean, for a non-confrontational person to hold their composure and say the words that you said, to speak from your heart the way that you did, and to hold your ground the way that you did, and not sheepishly cower or just let it go or let him browbeat you with his nonsense. I am proud of you for doing that, because that took a lot. And if anything is going to light that fire, it's someone attacking your kids through words or otherwise, right? Your kids will be the one thing that light that fire inside of you to be able to unlock a level that you didn't know was there before. You went Super Saiyan. I am so sorry that you still have to be there. Hopefully, since then, how long ago was this? It was in January. Oh, wow. So 8 months later, here you still are. Apparently, he hasn't said shit about it since then, because I feel like it would be included in your story here. But man, to just be there and have to look that person in the face every day, that takes a level of strength that I also commend you for. To not, you know what I mean? Just knock him out every time you see him. Just replaying what he said over and over and over and over and over again. Just know that you handled this beautifully. And if anything, I think here's a way that you can look at this. You showed this toxic person the ramifications of their words and their thoughts. And pain creates change. Hopefully, you created enough pain for him in that moment that you, even if you only have him second guess his thoughts before they come out of his mouth, even if only one time when he's about to say something stupid about somebody, he holds it back, you've made a difference in that person. And I don't want you to fully let go of the opportunity here to use this as a teaching moment and help someone who is ignorant right now gain some understanding. Yeah, it may be a lost cause. It may be. There could be a way to turn this thing around, and you've already accomplished so much. Super proud of you. There's an opportunity to do even more here if you want, and if he's open to it. There's an opportunity to make an even bigger difference here. And that could be like huge game changing. It could be a huge deal. And it could take what is a really uncomfortable situation for you right now and turn it into a really positive environment for not just you, but for everybody. It may be highly unlikely, but it's possible.